Good evening, everyone.
Okay, I saw that. I didn't know.
I will call the Brunswick Hills Township Trustee Business Meeting to order. It is April 22nd, 2025. It is 7 p.m., and I'll note that the meeting was properly advertised. If we could please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And if we could remain standing for a moment of silence for our troops and our first responders. Thank you. Is there any public presentations this evening that I'm not aware of? Okay, we're going to move off script here for a few minutes. I'm going to move we go into executive session for the purpose of 2 brief interviews for the police department.
I'll second that.
And I'll call the roll. Trick?
No, I don't understand why we're going into executive session today for that.
For interviews?
Yes.
Because you wanted to talk to them.
Well, I just asked what our policy was about interviewing, and the only response I got was something from the chief. Mm-hmm. And if we're just going to go through the motions, because everybody's here already.
Right.
But I just want to know what the policy is across the all departments.
Well, we usually do interview.
Okay. Everybody's here
Employees.
already.
Yes, I
We're
know.
obviously going to.
But I thought maybe you wanted to talk to them privately, to...
Well, no, because
No,
I
you're okay.
didn't even look at the files or anything.
Okay.
So,
Okay, where's the chief?
You got a phone call.
Emergency call, I guess.
Okay. We'll hold off on that. I'll rescind my motion.
probably should rescind the second first.
Yep. Ryan?
Yeah, rescinding my second to that motion.
Okay. And I rescind.
And I would like to eventually talk about what the policy is for everybody,
Yeah.
rather than just one department or the other being treated differently.
Okay, let's move on to the approval of minutes until the chief comes back. Are there any minutes this evening for approval?
Well, I did review those, but I didn't get a final back.
Right.
Yeah, I think there were some more. I think we were looking for the final ending times on a couple minutes, and they just weren't complete at this
Yeah.
point. So
Okay.
Yeah.
And I do have the off-camera stuff.
Okay. Yeah, I added those to the one, but I had those two that I asked for the Word version.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And
So
I'll get
hope-
those to you tomorrow.
Hopefully, we can get a lot of these
Yeah.
approved next meeting.
yeah. On a side note too, I was looking through your notes that you had sent. Yeah, like you called them the red line.
Yes.
I don't know. Maybe I'm having computer issues, but none of the notation. I didn't see any notations in the version that you sent to me.
Really?
So yeah, but then again, my computer was having issues all day today, so
I can
could have been
PDF it and send it to you.
Yeah, because
Okay.
I'm sure it was clearly outlined in red, but my version did not show any of that for some reason. So okay.
Okay. Moving on to zoning, please. Oh, sorry, Daryl. Sorry.
Sorry?
Have a seat.
Oh, okay.
The chief is back.
I heard zoning.
Okay, chief, do you want to address us with the 2 officers?
Okay, I apologize, I had a call from the prosecutor. Tonight, I'd like to swear in 2 officers. One's a promotion and one is a lateral transfer. He was formerly with Brunswick Hills Police Department and is coming back to Brunswick Hills Police Department. So the first one would be a lateral transfer. Ray Nicolai started with Brunswick Hills Police Department 6 years ago, almost to the day, 4/22 of 2019. Ray did in August, he took a leave of absence to go serve the military. He's done with his assignment and his deployment. He understood that there was a long commitment for the police department, small staffed as we are. We did conduct several interviews, try to get somebody to fill that position. We were unable to fill that slot. Ray's deployment is complete, so he was put on reserve status when he left in August, so his commission is still good, and he's still up to date with all the POTA standards. Ray was above exceptional employee with Brunswick Hills Police Department when he was full-time. He was on the SWAT team, conducted numerous investigations, and he was assigned to the patrol unit. We're happy to have Ray back off of deployment, and happy that he's wanting to come back and serve this community in Brunswick Hills. So if I could have Ray come on up, and we'll swear Ray in as full-time patrolman. That will fill that one slot that he vacated in August, so he's coming back. So it's good to have Ray back. Yep. She's going to conduct her oath.
How are you?
How are you? Good to see you.
Nice to see you. Raise your right hand, please. And repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Randy Nicolai,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
to uphold the Constitution of the United States,
to uphold the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of Ohio,
the Constitution of the State of Ohio,
and the resolutions of Brunswick Hills Township.
and the resolution of Brunswick Hills Township.
I will faithfully discharge my duties
I will faithfully discharge my duties
as a police officer
as a police officer
for Brunswick Hills Police Department
for Brunswick Hills Police
to the
Department
best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
Awesome.
Ray's going to be the 13-18 that he left, and he'll continue on 13-18, and now hopefully finish his next 20 years with us and retire here. Next, we had a vacancy in November. Sergeant Jim Sanford left, and he went to Lorraine County Sheriff's Office to do yet another retirement job. I think this will be his 50th year in law enforcement. But with that, we were short a supervisor. Right now, currently, we have Sergeant Pete Cutt on days, Sergeant Milford, who's been on second, third, and first shift. He's been, actually, both sergeants have been doing double duties, handling all the patrol shifts and investigations and so on. With that, in November, I set out to get a promotion exam out to the department, make it fair. We've been doing this for several years since Sergeant Pete Cutt was promoted. Reached out to a testing company, and January this was put out. So these sergeants, just as in the past, they had to read books, they had to study the ORC, collective bargaining agreement, and the big thing are policies and procedures. The last test taker that did this was Sergeant Milford, and he probably scored the highest that we've ever had anybody score up until today. We had somebody else, but I think he took on the same procedures as Sergeant Milford. Sergeant Milford condensed all the policy and procedures and put it on audiobooks, and he drove around listening to our policies and procedures. So when it was test day, he was able to perfect that, and he spent a long period of his time, and it paid off for him. He was successful, and he was promoted. Today, I'd like to swear in Phil Bungo. Phil came to us from Brooklyn. He was a lateral transfer. And for his past 4 months, Phil has been stressed out, studying his butt off, listening to the audiobooks, and I understand he's been making his wife Marla pretty upset and stressed out at the same with all the studying he's done. So I'd like to have Phil come on up. Again, like I said, up until Sergeant Milford, now we have our top test taker on this. He scored at 88.8%. Phil will fill in on our sergeant's positions here in the patrol unit.
Okay, raise your right hand. Repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Philip Bungo,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
to uphold the Constitution of the United States,
to uphold the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of Ohio,
the Constitution of the State of Ohio,
and the resolutions of the Township of Brunswick Hills.
and the resolutions of the Township of Brunswick Hills.
I will faithfully discharge my duties
I will faithfully discharge my duties
as a police sergeant
as a police sergeant
for Brunswick Hills Police Department
or Brunswick Hills Police
to the
Department
best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
Congratulations.
So before we get any farther, Phil's father's here tonight. Phil's father's retired Cleveland police officer. He's going to be pinning on the new Sergeant Bungo's badge, or Velcroing it on.
Go sideways.
I'm going to work supervising, so thank you.
Thank you. Okay.
Outside pictures.
Nice now.
Okay, moving on to zoning.
Now you're
There you
up
go.
there. I know that guy. Boy, and I felt so safe with all those uniforms.
Daryl, did you say something or what? Everyone.
Real quickly on zoning, since the last meeting in March, we've done 16 permits. Dollar cash flow into the kitty was $1,893 and a few pennies. And as the new report shows you, I've broken it down by type of permit. So we've got subtotals. I want to add something that I haven't been able to do since I started. During the last 30 days, I have been able to complete what I felt was an important part of my mission when you hired me. And that was to deal with zoning violations and get these things under control to the benefit of both the community and to the individuals who I had to deal with. In the last 30 days, I've been able to take 5 properties without involving any lawyers or Medina prosecutors and resolve 5 properties that had zoning violations. And even the worst of them had 7 separate issues on one parcel. And it has been resolved. We're all happy. It's a satisfactory resolution. And so I think that's some good news as long as I can keep carrying that sort of participation forward.
Yeah, that's great.
Sounds great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks, Daryl.
Okay, we'll skip that. Fireplace.
Good evening.
evening.
Before I begin, at the beginning of the meeting, we took a moment of silence for our first responders. I'd like to make special note of Town and Country Fire District Lieutenant McCulloch, who passed away after being struck by a vehicle while he was helping another motorist. That department, especially, obviously any department, a death is tough. That's the second death in 3 years for that department of a first responder being hit by a vehicle. So we were up on the freeway the other night, as you may have seen on our social media page, where a Brunswick car that was blocking our scene was struck by a motorist. It is very dangerous for us as first responders, as the road crew, to be out on any roadway, whether it's the freeway or a 2-lane road. And we just ask, please slow down, pay attention, stay off your phones, watch where you're going. You don't need to watch what we're doing. And please, we all want to go home to our families, and just please pay attention. Thank you. Just a couple of requests tonight. First was a BC in the amount of $10,000 from our improvements of sites line item, and that's for replacement of a concrete pad at Station 2. The pad's approximately 31 by 35, and that work would be completed by the road crew. Just for giggles, Corey actually called 880 Construction, and of course I forgot your email. What was their
16 to 18,000.
16 to 18 was their estimate on replacing that pad. Corey says he's around 10 to 12, and that includes materials and labor.
I'll move to approve.
I will second.
I'll call the roll. Tricka?
Yes.
I'll vote yes. Ryan?
Yes.
If you excuse me for 1 second, we had some sort of call going on. I just want to make sure it's nothing. Another vehicle accident. So if we could just be careful while we're driving.
Yeah.
Next is a purchase order request to Fire Force in the amount of $9,230 from our machinery, equipment, and furniture line item, and that's for the purchase of 2 thermal imaging cameras. If the board remembers, I actually applied for a grant through the feds, but that grant has been permanently delayed. So given our house fires that we had the other day, we need to have these pieces of equipment be reliable, and we really can't wait any longer for the replacement. I did get an updated quote. That original quote for our grant was, I believe, around $13,000, and the new quote is for $9,230. So a little bit of savings purchasing them now.
I'll move to approve the request and issue the purchase order to Fire Force.
Yeah, I'll second that. Chief, just one question for the old cameras. Do they retain any value whatsoever?
No,
No.
they're somewhere between 13 and 15 years old. The best.
Oh, wow.
They were
Okay.
before me, and that's they said, oh yeah, we had them a couple years before you got here. So they've served their purpose, and there's the updated technology in the new cameras.
Yeah, 15-year-old thermal cameras.
Yeah,
Pretty.
the pictures today are like looking at your screen on your cell phone
Yeah.
versus a really grainy, I call it like the Atari screen versus a cell phone screen that you would have today.
Okay.
Okay.
Did you take the roll call on that?
No.
Oh, I didn't call the roll? Okay, I'll call the roll. Ryan?
Yes.
Tricka?
Yes.
And I'll vote yes.
Is that our? Do we have hot mics? Do you guys hear that?
I don't know what that
I hear the
is.
buzzing.
Okay.
Next is a request for 2 interviews tonight and following the meeting. And then just a bunch of announcements. So if you've followed any of the media today, there was a very large house fire in Richfield. The house was 14,000 square feet. So to give you an idea, that's pretty much the size of a small hotel. Our tanker 22 was there for 8 hours. They delivered 15 trips of water, which is equivalent of about 30,000 gallons of water. So those guys had a long day. The tanker got a good workout. It's been getting a good workout this past week. We also had a house fire on the 5th on Boston Road. It was an attached garage. There were no injuries reported. Damage was extensive to the garages and heavy smoke damage within the house. But I'd like to thank all of our mutual aid partners that responded to that as well. Our guys did a great job putting a stop on that fire before it got into the actual living area of the house. So good job by our guys. Next, related to fires, hydrant flushing is going to start here in May, obviously weather dependent. Days like today, we'll be out flushing. If it's snowing, we're not probably flushing. So that'll start here beginning of May. Our Junior Fire Academy, we solidified the date for that. It's going to be June 27th from 8 to 4. It was posted on our Facebook page, but if you're interested or have a child of high school age, have them contact Lieutenant Pavel here at the fire station, and we'll get them registered. It's a good day. They learn basically about the daily routine of a firefighter. They get to experience what it's like to do some EMS procedures. They get to cut up a car with the jaws of life. They get to use hose lines. And then at the end of the day, when they're hot and tired, they can dunk themselves in the tanker pool to cool off. So they usually enjoy that. And donuts are provided in the morning, and we cook the kids lunch. So if your child's interested, have them contact the fire department, Lieutenant Pavel. And then last, related to the accidents and paying attention, road work, we had posted a couple advisories on our social media page. Center Road, they're going to be doing some spot repairs, and then they're going to be grinding it all the way from 252 to actually Congressional, which is just inside the city lines. And they're working on that now, so please probably avoid the area during the day because there'll be lane closures. And I-71 from basically Route 18 all the way to Strongsville. they're going to be doing the same thing, spot repairs and then milling the entire surface and repaving it. That won't be done until November. Actually, on my way in today, they had one lane closed and we're already doing repairs. So they're going to close one lane during the day to do work, 2 lanes at night, and the ramps at Center Road will be done and closed just on nights. So once again, just be careful going through the construction zones.
Great.
Thank you.
Thanks, Chief.
Thank you. Okay, police.
Also, to add to some of that construction, looks like right now still on Center and Marks, they're relocating some gas lines, preparing that intersection for a big construction project for next year. Got the plan on starting to put in that traffic circle there. So look forward to, like last summer and every summer around this area, detours, and plenty of them. So it looks like maybe for a couple of years. 2 requests for the board tonight. One is to purchase a Traverse, Chevy Traverse from Serpentini. Purchase order request in amount of $42,417 out of the motor vehicle line item. This will be a UC detective car. This will be replacing the 2018 Ford Explorer that has over, I have the last mileage check in November, 160. But we're going to go ahead and transition that vehicle to Gov Deals, and this new vehicle will be put in the fleet with minimal emergency equipment.
Let's see here. All right. Sorry, I'm catching up here, Chief.
No, no problem.
I'll move to approve the expense $42,417 for a 2025 Chevrolet Traverse for the police department.
And issue a purchase order
And issue a purchase order.
to,
Who is this? This is Serpentini. Thank you.
I'll second. I'll call the roll. I'll vote yes. Tricka?
Yes.
Ryan?
Yes.
And that vehicle will be outfitted, reason why I can go into the Traverse, right now our detective has the back full with his equipment that he needs. He's also our drone pilot. He's utilized throughout the county on several occasions for the drone wherever it's deployed. So this will be small enough, good on gas, but also big enough so that we can put a lot of his supplies and equipment in that vehicle. The second thing is to request a better truck cap for our 2023 Chevy Silverado. This will be a purchase order to a better truck cap in Parma. This is a truck cap that will open on the back and also on the sides so that we can put a bigger equipment in the bed of the truck, have it secured in ways that we don't have it secured right now. Right now we have the big pull-out drawers. This will also keep the weather off a lot of that stuff that we're putting in the back. This purchase order will be an amount of $4,645. And that will come out of our new motor vehicle line item.
I'll move to approve the request and issue a purchase order for that amount.
I will second.
And I'll call the roll. I'll vote yes. Tricka?
Yes.
Ryan?
Yes. Yes.
And with these motor vehicles, I don't plan on purchasing other vehicles this year. Our fleet is pretty good. The cars are being shared by the officers. There was a request that came in on where some of the vehicles are, and if any of them are take-home vehicles. 2 of our sergeants live in the township, and those are take-home vehicles. The detective has a take-home vehicle. He's also on 24-hour call, and myself, and also the K-9. So, but this year I'm not looking forward to purchasing any other vehicles. Whatever's left over in that line item for motor vehicles will roll over into our motor vehicle repairs. I will be requesting to get some emergency equipment to outfit that Traverse at a later date.
Okay. Great. Thank you, Chief.
Oh, and the last thing was the MCDAC grant was submitted, so we are waiting for any results on that for the SRO. That's all I have.
Chief, I have a question.
Yes.
On your report, you're looking for a resolution approval for the 2018 Ford Explorer to be placed on the Gov Deals.
Yes. So that
Do you
will,
have that resolution?
No, I don't, I haven't done the resolutions. I've requested resolutions, but do you want me to type one up and send it to the board?
Well, we have, I'm sure we have one
Yeah.
somewhere.
Let me just send them the one we've been using. for
Sure.
updates.
Yeah.
That would be helpful.
And then we'll put it on, and we've had three or four cars that we've sold on there, so.
Yeah.
It's better, the dealers don't want it, they give us like $1,500, and I think the last Ford, we got a little over 4,000, so it's better to put it on Gov Deal.
Agreed.
Anything from service?
Nothing to report.
Huh? Well, I thought you said
I
something.
was answering for. Report.
Okay, moving on, trustees report. Anything, Tricka?
I did want to talk about the transient vendor. So a few weeks, we approved an updated transient vendor form. And then I'm just kind of confused because the transient vendor form that was issued this year, number 1, is not that form. The one that we approved a few months ago. It's not that form. I don't think it's the one we approved in 2022. So I'm not sure.
I'm so confused with the resolution. I was told that you had to speak with the fire chief to go over everything with the resolution, so I'm still not clear. So Ellen did ask me what application or what format. I know there was one approved, but I'm still not quite clear on how the board wants to move forward with the resolution and what applications. I did give her that one application, but I wasn't there when she completed that original, when she did the old one, and I just wasn't clear with her on which one we're moving to.
Right, well, I know
what
we,
changes are.
2 months ago, we approved that one that you have presented. But then there was a question regarding whether we should really have it notarized. And
It came up from, I think Anthony had mentioned something about making sure that we had it notarized so that there was a clear, concise consent, I guess, from the owner of the property where the transient vendor was going to be setting up.
Yeah.
That was the best of my recollection.
right,
of
I think
Is
it
that
was,
correct?
yeah, I think it was to protect the
Yeah,
people
it's-
that go
it's So
there.
that the whoever the vendor is would be held responsible if there were, say, either a zoning violation or a fire violation, not the property owner who's just allowing the property to be used.
Okay.
So that was the reason that was put in there originally back in 2022.
Okay.
And then I also just asked that on that form, it notes, do you have a health department permit, but it doesn't say anything about a fire inspection, that it needs fire inspection and zoning approval if it's a fixed location,
Okay.
which should be included on that form.
Okay. So it sounds like we really need to all revisit this
I
and
think
make sure
so.
that we're all on the same page.
Right, and maybe
this vendor
update
permit.
the resolution from 2022 if there are any needed updates.
Yeah, I'm for that. I just don't want to put this vendor stuff to bed, and let's get one clear version and everybody's on board and the sign offs from both chiefs and zoning. Make sure that everyone knows exactly what we're looking at. So I'm all for that. So that's something that we'll tackle. I don't know, Tricka, what are your thoughts?
No, I agree. We all need to be
Yeah.
on the same page with this and make sure if we're issuing transient vendors, make sure, I guess there's only 2 a year now or something, so.
Yeah, a couple,
Yeah.
right? Chief?
There was one that came in that was forwarded to the board.
Yeah, but no,
Right.
but historically, there's only been a
Yeah,
handful
there's
per
only
year.
two. I got a call from a tree guy that said he has to do a resolution on his own property for transient vendor, something, so I don't know. He hasn't come in yet for that.
Okay.
Okay, good.
But yeah, we'll revisit. I do think it is best practices just to make sure that everybody's covered, township included. So, okay.
Anything else?
No, that's all I have tonight.
Ryan, you have anything?
I do have one thing. I received an email that we need to discuss. Nothing crazy. It's just regarding the new property that we had purchased last year. Received an email from a resident, Roger Keller, who was interested in putting a bee catch on the property during the summertime months. He had requested also hives. I don't think hives are appropriate for this venture, but I do feel that a bee catch would be very low impact, very low risk to us as the township. But, speaking from my my perspective, I guess, with my in-laws being beekeepers, these stray swarms that go around, if they don't find a place, the queen ends up dying and we lose, tens of thousands of bees, if not more. So a bee catch would help, corral those, and this person would then check in on and retrieve the bees and use on his own hives. I just think it's good for the environment. It's good for us. And if we end up executing and revisiting that deal with Goodyear, I'm sure he's not going to complain about having bees or the idea of bees to help pollinate, on the property. Mm-hmm. So I guess what I'm looking at is an open discussion of whether we allow this gentleman to put a catch on the property. He did say it's about the size of a chair, if you will. So I did run it by our prosecutor's office, and he did say that, he agreed it was a good idea, but he did say if you allow this, it does open up the floodgates for everybody else that has a similar cause to, hit us up and talk about placing or doing something on the property. But, I'm curious to what the board thinks. I would be for a simple bee catch that he would maintain and look after maybe once a week. I would be a no against beehives, but, I don't know, thoughts?
And for how long? I'm sorry.
The summertime. Just through the summertime.
Why are you against hives?
I just feel from a township perspective, there would be a lot of moving parts, him tending to the hives. It would be one person on the property a lot, moving a lot of things, a lot of heavy boxes around. And I was just kind of thinking about it from a liability standpoint. I don't know, something that would be, because you've seen a beehive before, right? No?
Yeah, no, I have.
Okay.
I don't know what's involved with taking care of it. Is it daily?
It's not necessarily daily, but it is a lot of moving and moving big boxes, heavy boxes with combs and honey and whatnot. Mm-hmm. I was just trying to mitigate the amount of time that this person would be spending on the property to reduce risk to the township.
Yeah, what is the risk?
Well, there would have to be, if we allowed any of this, we'd have to have a waiver in place.
Right.
Things like this. That's why I was kind of pushing for perhaps just the catch itself. Mm-hmm. Something simple where he can check in on it. If it's full, he'll know it. Mm-hmm. If it's not, he leaves right away. I'm sure there's somebody in the audience that's more bee savvy as well.
They don't like noise. If you're mowing around them, you don't get close. But you can hit it with a mower, you're going to get it.
Linda, thoughts?
Linda Hudson, 314 Pearl Road. We've actually got a young lady here in the community that tends to bees and stuff, and we've got a couple of hives headed our way as well. Being a agritourism business, there's very little risk for the beehives if you have a good tender. They're going to come in, they're going to take care of it. As long as it's clearly marked, I don't think that there should be a problem in that area, because you have an agricultural person who is doing the hay and things like that. Mm-hmm. I don't think there'd be too much of a problem for the hives or the catch.
Okay.
Up to you all. It's a risk. I mean, a waiver would be just fine, and that would eliminate the problems, for the township as a whole.
Yeah.
They have to be aware of, they have to take care of, and I would put a clause in there that they do so very well. Other than that, I think they're great. Anybody that wants to help tend those are got a star in my book.
Okay.
Ryan, just a quick question. Would it be worth, because I don't know, how many bees are in that thing, a catch, to have them, a fence around it? So, so that a kid doesn't walk up and go, oh, what's this? And,
And swatted.
Swatted? Yeah, I don't, you know,
I mean,
is it worth doing that?
I mean, probably that's something that we could talk with this person about. I know when.
It could be simple, just snow fence, but just something.
Yeah.
So that it's not
Right.
easily acceptable or
Yeah.
easily accessible.
I know when the bees do swarm and they move, they hop hive to hive, that, we're talking tens of thousands of bees. So it's not a handful. It's,
Given Mr. Hudson's, don't swat the bees.
They'll get you.
so
Yeah,
I guess I would be for it if we come up with a waiver for liability for the township, and then we had some stipulations as to regular tending of, and then, ultimately, removal of, the catch is not going to do any good come winter time. So we have,
Right.
the catch removed, the hives would remain, obviously the bees are living off of the stored honey, et cetera, until the springtime. So, I don't know, what are your thoughts? If we go through the process of getting the waivers in place, I guess I'd be for both.
Okay. Yeah, because I'm just wondering how often the beehives would have to be moved anyways.
You don't really move them. Once
Okay.
they're in place, there's, I mean, my in-laws, for example, they've had the same stacks in place for probably 15 years.
Oh, okay.
And
I thought
not
you,
moved.
yeah, I thought you said he'd be coming in.
I'm just talking about the input, bringing them in, they're big, heavy boxes. So, but in terms of moving the actual boxes, it would be installed and, when it comes time for removal. But again, I was just looking at it from a liability standpoint. So, do you want me to explore something with the prosecutor's office that is a waiver for this person?
Yeah, I think that's the way we would need to go. I'm still waiting on, I'm gonna do that this week, though. I'm still waiting on, the revisions on the hayfield.
Okay.
Okay, changing the name
Yes.
from, yeah. So-
Right, and before we get to the hayfield, I'm thinking we should probably also have where he can place the hives and
Yes,
then check with Otarma, our insurance carrier.
Yeah.
yes,
And make sure it's covered.
yeah, exactly.
Right.
So I'll let him know that we're exploring this option, and that, can we take not an official, but assuming that we get all of this done, I mean, I don't see any issues. Chris, Tricka, would you see any issues that you would say?
Not right,
No.
not right now. I don't see any issues.
Okay,
No.
well, I'll explore this with Richter. We'll get something drafted up, and then I'll let Mr. Keller know that we're working on this and we're trying to move forward with it.
Okay.
Okay,
Sounds
great. That's all I have then.
Right, and you had mentioned the hayfields.
Yes.
This is already a person that's already farming that property. So
Right.
someone asked me, why can't it be open to the community? This is someone that's already farming that 30 acres. So that's already in place, and we're nowhere near opening up that land for the community members, so.
Right.
Yeah.
I just wanted to make that clear.
Okay, I have a few things. We received an email, I don't know if you guys were on it, for the Medina County Township Association dues. Did you happen to see that? You did?
Yeah, so that's
Okay,
today, right?
so
Yes, yeah.
for the 3 trustees and 1 fiscal officer, it's $400. And then we always have the fire chief, police chief, service department supervisor, 3 does Carol belong?
I thought she did,
I
but
thought she did too.
yeah.
So 3 admin personnel and 2 of the zoning personnel, that's another 400, so a total of $800.
How much is it for the fire chief, police chief, and all those?
It's $50. One,
You can probably take Carol off of that. I have it and get the emails and pass along whatever we need anyways, so.
okay. So that's 350. So a total of 750. So I'll move that we send in our dues in the amount of $750 to the Medina County Township Association.
I'll second. Oh. Go ahead, you can take this one.
Then I'll second.
I really wanted it, but it's-
I know.
And I'll call the roll. I'll vote yes. Ryan
yes.
and Tricka.
Yes.
Okay. One of the other items was I have been letting our new administrative person here use my keys to get in and out of the office. I need to have my keys back. So we're gonna need to have a key made, either have a key made for the office or change the lock on the office door. Now, the key that opens this office door, it says do not duplicate,
That office door?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay. 'Cause
So-
I have one that I don't think says that.
you do.
I think so.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think the one the fire department has doesn't say that. on
Doesn't
it.
say that either.
I don't think so.
Because I know Corey's
Regular
been,
key, I think it's a
duplicated it.
regular key.
It is, but it still says do not duplicate.
Mine doesn't say that.
Really? Mine does.
you have a key to that office?
Yeah. I got it from Wes.
Corey, do you remember I had you make some copies?
Yes.
I made 4.
We voted on
And
them.
those don't work.
Yeah, I know, but I thought those keys didn't work.
Mine does.
Well, it does say do not duplicate.
Yeah, so does
Okay.
mine.
They all should say, because it's a private
Yeah,
key company,
right.
lock key company.
So that's a problem.
It is,
So-
because we've already tried to make copies and we know that they don't work.
Right.
Right.
So that leaves us with options of no door or changing out the lock.
No door.
Yeah, yeah, and I'm
I'll
concerned
take it down
because
tomorrow.
keys either haven't been turned in with a few people that have left, or is they're just disappearing.
I don't know. I know.
Yeah, I don't know where they went.
Yeah, I don't know
Well,
either.
the previous admin assistant, I did see the keys left on the desk,
Okay.
okay? I don't know what happened to them. They're not there now.
I'd change locks.
What?
I would change locks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just had Dooman Locksmith. They do all of our keys for the police department. They are special keys that cannot be duplicated. You can pretty much keep the lock if you contact them. They'll come in, they'll change out the tumbler and everything, and then issue a specific key. Like the trustees could have a master key, and then the other keys can be, deleted with that lock too. So if somebody leaves, they change something in there. So zoning would have a different key, but it would also open in there. But if zoning, somebody quits and they don't turn that key in, they could change the tumbler in there and it just locks them out.
That's how
The key's
Quickset
useless.
does it.
Yeah. So Dooman Locksmith, that's who I've used for years at the PD. They can come out and they'll change it and issue you guys keys.
So we would keep the hardware, they would just swap out the cylinder?
Yeah.
And,
Yep.
okay.
Yeah.
That sounds like a pretty viable option.
The keys are pretty expensive though, just so you know.
Ballpark?
I mean, the change out some, like 4 keys are like $100, but those keys you're issued the key, so everybody in my department's issued a key. If they lose that key, they're in big trouble,
Yeah.
It's not like, it's the key to the department, so, I mean, that's kind of how we keep the integrity at the police department and where you can get access to, so.
The other, while we're on the key issue, the other issue with the key is there's a filing cabinet in the office for confidential information such as BWC stuff. I cannot get in it because that too is locked and we do not have the keys for it.
That's not in the key box.
No.
Dooman could also open that up and get you the key. Locksmith can work on that.
That's right.
She gets it.
All right. Well,
So, what do we do?
I think we're relegated to one option.
That's all you got.
It's chief's Say that, Dubin?
Yeah, Duman's Locksmith. They're in Middleburg Heights.
Would you, tomorrow, would you forward that around to all of us, please?
And I'd like to nail down tonight, since that's the way it looks like we're going, how many keys we are going to need.
Well, 4 for the elected officials,
Right,
right off the bat.
right.
Yeah.
Zoning,
Admin,
admin.
1.
So we're at 6 already.
6.
Zoning,
Okay.
Corey, you have a key. So 7. And why don't we-
Fire,
Fire,
Chief, 8. Who else?
police,
I don't have a key. I don't have a current key right now. I mean,
All right, 9.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Delete,
10.
our zoning secretary.
Yep.
Where'd he get 10? I see, 9. Who am I missing?
You have 4 elected officials,
Right,
admin assistant, zoning, service, fire, police, zoning secretary.
10.
oh, service, right. Okay.
It's like he's not even here.
It's so quiet.
And then, so we're at 10 and,
Yeah.
and you know, we should probably have, throw a couple of the extras.
So discount.
Baker's dozen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, then I'm going to move. I'll move that we change the office door lock and issue 12 new keys. Or have 12 new keys made.
Yeah. Okay. I will second this.
I have it with my rentals.
I'll call the roll. Tricka?
Yes.
I'll vote yes. Ryan?
Yes.
Okay.
And how about the cabinet?
What's that?
How about the cabinet?
Oh, yeah, and the cabinet.
just contact them when they come out to change the lock and have them fix it and then reissue another key for it. It shouldn't be that expensive.
Okay.
And then I'll move also that we have them change the key, or the lock, I'm sorry, for the secure cabinet, the security cabinet in the office.
I will second.
Yes.
Okay, Ryan,
Yes.
Tricka,
Yes.
and I'll vote yes.
Just to add on the key too, so you could issue one person a key and it could open up that door and also the records room over here. But also like if you don't want that key for zoning to go in that room, that key will just open up that one. So you can have one key and open up multiple doors.
Right.
But given person, so you're not carrying a big keychain. So if the if somebody's in zoning and you don't want them to have access to everything, you can give them a key. So
Right.
just if there's other locks here in the building that you want to have upgraded for that reason, you could do that and have them cut the key one time and
Right.
for multiple purposes. So I sent the information to.
Okay.
Great.
Thank you.
Thanks, Chief.
Okay, another item is, which we had forgotten to do, the previous fiscal officer that resigned. I'll move that we accept her resignation.
I will second that.
This is for Barbara.
For
Yes.
Barbara, yes. And I'll vote yes. Tricka?
Yes, and I thank her for
Yeah.
the time she spent working on this.
Right,
Yeah.
and Ryan,
Yes, and echo what Tricka has stated.
yeah. And then the last item I have is, I want to mention that during this terrible transition that the township has been through, and it's been tough, I would like to thank Mrs. Young for stepping up and helping us get through this terrible time. It's been very difficult. You know, I said that most importantly was that our employees get paid on time and our invoices get paid, and she really stepped up to the plate and has been working very, very hard to make sure that that happens. Also, she has really worked hard coming in on, Saturday mornings to make sure that all of the necessary monthly reporting is caught up because we were behind. So all of that was processed and paid. We did name her at one point as the fiscal officer for I believe it was for 60 days.
Correct.
My thought moving forward is one of these days, none of us are going to be sitting here. And if this should happen again to the township, I do not want to see the township have to go through this, what we just went through. Because nobody really knew all the ins and outs of the fiscal officer position, because we're not supposed to, the three of us are not supposed to know any of that. So I would like to, we are going to do an interview this evening for the fiscal officer position. So I would like to name Mrs. Ellen Young as the deputy fiscal officer for the township. That way, when the new person does come in, she is there to train them on this system, and all the ins and outs of what needs to happen with the UAN system, because none of us, the three trustees, are not even supposed to be in that system. That's a check and balance that the state has. So I would like to go ahead and name her the deputy fiscal officer. I have not had time to write a resolution for that, but we do need to have that in resolution form. I plan on talking to the prosecutor's office tomorrow about a couple of things. So I would like to offer resolution number 18 and name Mrs. Ellen Young as the deputy fiscal officer.
I second that first and foremost, and do thank Ellen for all the work that she's done. And I would encourage the board, the township as a whole moving forward, that we always have a deputy fiscal officer in place, somebody that, as Chris mentioned, can help train and onboard the new person, somebody that's familiar with the system. And as Chris said, God forbid something happens again, we have somebody in place that is ready to take the reins while we carry on a search for a replacement fiscal officer. So, thank you to Ellen. And yes, I am in favor of naming her deputy fiscal officer, and I am in favor of making sure the township, in some way, shape, or form, always has a deputy fiscal officer.
So this is for okay.
Yeah, until the board changes it, I suppose. So I offered resolution number 18. Ryan, you seconded?
Yeah, I was rambling a little bit, so I think I seconded that.
And then I'll call the roll. I'll vote yes. Tricka?
I am going to vote no, and that's due to the investigation that still needs to be considered by this board regarding the concerns that were raised by the fiscal officer. And also, I don't think that having a deputy fiscal officer is, the way that it's being appointed is according to the ORC.
Okay. Did I call on you?
No, excuse me.
Ryan?
Yes.
Okay, that's it for me. Does anybody else have anything under trustee reports? Okay. Moving on to the fiscal officer's report. We have checks to sign right here. And somewhere here.
There, you want-
Okay. We also have the payment listing for tonight in the amount of $61,310.57. I'll move to approve that.
I'll second that.
And I'll call the roll. Tricka?
I did not have time to review this, nor did I see any reports. I think an email went out regarding the reports, so I'll have to vote no until I look at the actual checks.
Ryan?
Yeah, yes.
Did I vote on that?
No.
And I'll vote yes. She is working on those reports, just so you know.
Okay.
Okay, and then the second item is the payroll for next week. Just to note that this pay includes the retro. And also, the healthcare deduction was not taken out because this is the third pay of this month.
All right.
So that's why it looks, a little different. That's in the amount of $71,564.80. I'll move to approve.
I'll second the payroll.
I do have a question on the motion. Does this include Ellen pay for both her police/township secretary
No.
position and fiscal officer?
Not that I'm
It's-
aware of.
It's only for fiscal officer?
No,
No, it's only for her police role.
yeah, her hours. If you see on the agenda, I have, for the executive session tonight, we have to talk about the compensation.
Compensation for what?
Because we never really talked about that compensation, the fiscal officer compensation.
Okay. I didn't know that was on here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do I have
Oh,
an old version? I don't see that.
I'm
on here.
sorry. I wrote it down.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Okay, I'll call the roll on this, the payroll for next week. I'll vote yes. Tricka?
I'm going to vote no because I don't know that both can be paid to one person. I guess I don't have enough information.
Okay. Ryan?
Yes.
Okay, any old business? Any new business? Any miscellaneous or correspondence? Okay, announcement of upcoming meetings. The Comprehensive Land Use Plan Committee will be meeting this coming Monday at 6:30, April 28th. The zoning commission will meet May 1st. There's no Board of Zoning Appeals meeting, there's no business.
Right.
Right. And then the next trustee meeting will be May 13th. Any public input? Okay. Oh, there we are.
Billy Hudson, 314 Pearl Road. I just want to say a couple things about Ellen Young. She was here for a long time. I came before she did, and she did a lot of paperwork for the road department. She did a lot to help everybody, the fire department, the service department, the police department. Ellen's always been awful good, and I've known her for over 27 years.
Thank you.
Thanks, Billy.
Anybody else?
Linda Hudson, 314 Pearl Road, Brunswick Hills. Comments regarding Ellen Young. Ellen has serviced our community here for over 25 years. We've never had any kind of problem with Ellen. She's done an excellent job. I commend the board for making new decisions and putting us in a better shape to secure our financial records. I think that this is just a good move. It's something that you had to do a lot of work to try to figure out, and I'm sure that you all have done all of your homework. Chris, you've been here a long time as well. Ryan, you're a new person. Tricka, fairly new. It's a direction in which we have to go at some point. The township has grown tremendously. We are no longer the little small township that has a few employees. Our clerks and things have to be elected. We look forward to an election and hope that maybe someone will step forward. It is a good position for someone to be in, especially if you live here in the community and you want to see your community grow and you want to be able to be a person who can help guide the township in the correct directions, fiscally responsible. Thank you, Ellen, for all of your service.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Is there anyone else?
Kimberly Public, 501 Topaz Lane. I'm not coming to talk about Ellen, but I agree with you guys. Am I allowed to ask you guys questions? Or is this input only? I can only make a statement. Can I ask you
Sure,
a
we'll
question?
try and answer if we can.
Okay. First of all, I was wondering, I thought it was already clarified that, I guess it is about Ellen, that Ellen could not be paid for both positions, correct? You guys said you knew that, right? And you reiterated it tonight saying in your payroll that she was not going to be paid for both positions, correct?
No.
Was that what was discussed? I misunderstood then.
Right.
So there was two pays in there?
One regular
Right.
and then one retro. To the
Retro.
beginning of the year.
The township received a bump in pay of X percentage, and because we're playing a little bit of catch up,
Oh,
this
okay.
is the payroll in which everyone got their.
So it wasn't her
There-
getting paid for two positions?
No.
Okay.
This was
So-
the employees getting paid for January, February, March from the pay rate that they should have been at from the
Okay.
start of the year.
Then can you tell me why you voted no?
Because if she's fiscal officer, she has to be paid as a fiscal officer, not as a township administrative assistant or,
Okay.
I misspoke
It's-
before and
I
said
thought it was one or
secretary.
the other. Okay.
Well,
So-
I believe it's only fiscal officer pay.
Got it. Okay.
So I don't have clarification on that. So that's why I voted no.
Gotcha. There was something else and I forgot. So it's all right. Never mind. Thank you. guys.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else? Okay. Then I will move that we go off camera for the purpose of signing the checks. And we will have an executive session this evening to conduct interviews. And are we still discussing this complaint?
I think we need to discuss it and
Okay.
try and put it to bed.
And the complaint against the public employee and I apologize for not writing it down on your agendas, compensation, employee compensation. And the time I have is 8:05.
Yep. I will second and then suggest that we invite our fiscal officer candidate back first when we go to executive.
Well, yeah, but we're not going into
No,
executive now. Okay.
Yeah,
What did you say? I'm sorry.
We're just going, you're just motioned off camera, not executive.
right. No, I just
Right,
wanted to say
right.
Okay.
that's kind of what I wanted to do first, if that's okay with everybody.
Right. And I'll call the roll. Trigger.
Yes.
I'll vote yes. Ryan.
Yes.
Okay. Good night, everyone. Thank you for coming.
Thanks, everyone.